Emma Johnson, and for those of you who don't know me, I am the founder of Moms for Equal Parenting. And last year I wrote a book on advocating for equal parenting presumptions with my book, The 50/50 Solution. Mark told me that I could say that. First, I want to give a big shout out to Mark Ludwig and all the incredible work that he's doing on behalf of the movement, on behalf of families and their parents and our culture overall. Very briefly, I do want to share with you how I came to this work because it's really, I think, it helped me be very effective in being an advocate for equal parenting. I'm a child of divorce. I came to my own divorce with all of the feminist progressive assumptions that moms should have the kids primarily, dad should pay child support, maybe even alimony, and that this was good for feminism and good for women and good for kids. Did not question it. That's what I'd always believed, and that is what I applied to my own family. I started blogging as a single mom and also living as a single mom and having incredible professional success, making money, and through life became the primary sole breadwinner in my family. I was also taking care of the kids, and I was becoming very resentful about that. I could see that my kid's dad was perfectly capable dad who could have more responsibility for the kids. And I was hearing this from all these women and men, all these stories. I had this really unique perspective where I was hearing for so many people all around the world because I was blogging as a single mom and getting all this data. Fast forward to today, over the last 7-8 years, I've been writing very passionately and I think prolifically and researching equal parenting. And I found that there was a dearth of messaging to women and to moms, and especially I still identify as a feminist and a registered Democrat. I think there's space. We need to be speaking to everybody, right? And if we're going to be effective, we have to be addressing all of the pain points and addressing them with kindness, with the science, with the research. And this is where I have really delved in and developed an expertise in talking to moms and women and what is good for them, rooted in the science. So some highlights. This is to my colleagues out there. This is all documented. Reach out to me individually. I have been developing some one-sheeters if you want to take it to your legislators, if you want to brush up yourself, maybe for one-on-one conversations you're having with your friends and your neighbors and helping spread the good word about equal parenting. But just some top-level highlights about when you're talking about this issue and what's good for women and moms. In this case, one, we know that moms do work. The vast majority of women in the United States and around the world do work for pay outside the home. And this is because they have to usually, they want to, and it is good for all families. There's a giant Harvard study that looked at families all around the world and found that when women work and earn outside the home, women, young women, those daughters grow up to be more academically and professionally successful. Their sons grow up to be just as happy as the sons that are raised in families with at-home moms, and those sons do more work at home, right? They do more caregiving work, whether it's for younger siblings or older family members in the home. So basically what happens when women work outside the home for pay, we know that there's more equality in the public sphere, in the working world, and there's more equality at home. This is something that resonates with a lot of women and moms when we're talking about equal parenting to women and people concerned about women. We all know that one of the biggest struggles that we are addressing is, what does equal parenting mean for violence, family violence, whether it's domestic violence, child abuse. And thankfully, we have wonderful research, rigorous research, both in the United States and in Europe. Spain is a very excellent case study. They have some of their provinces, like our states here in the United States, some of them have equal parenting presumptions now for 5-6 years, and they are able to see that there is less domestic violence in those states. Less domestic violence in those states than there is in the states that have a presumption of duking it out and the moms have a presumption of custody. Again, in the United States, we see the same thing happening in Kentucky. I mean, I have a visual chart. This is data from the state of Kentucky on Moms for Equal Parenting. Just reach out. We'll get you all the data if you need it. And again, since Kentucky has enacted their equal parenting presumption law in 2018, domestic violence filings have fallen. Substantiated domestic violence cases have also fallen. This is not just accusation, substantiated cases. Now let's talk about child abuse. Ohio, our good friends at National Parents Organization, hi Don Hubin, he looked at all this counties in the state of Ohio. Now in Ohio, each county can get together and decide what their presumptions are. They're little micro jurisdictions. And the counties that are presumption of equal parenting, the majority of those cases are 50-50, had lower child abuse cases. Again, substantiated child abuse cases. And the researchers surmise that that's because those moms, because again, moms are going to be the primary caregiver anywhere. The moms that had more equal parenting had more support, right? They had more support and were less likely to get stressed out and are harmful to their kids. I can identify with that as a mom, and whether you say it out loud or not, I bet you can too. Back to Spain, we're talking about earning. If we're concerned about gender pay gaps, we see in Spain that more the jurisdictions that had equal parenting presumptions, women worked and earned more than in the counties where they had presumed to be the primary caregiver. Now, there's another correlation we can tease out, which is when we do know other bodies of research find that when women have their own money, they have more power to leave relationships, right? Abusive, violent relationships. So I'd love to see more research on that, but we don't quite have the exact correlation there. But that could be that's another way we can talk about this in ways that this benefits women and moms. So I leave you with that. Again, I'm accessible. If you're not finding the research and you just want to use it as your own in your own work, I have found that again, these messages delivered with kindness, with compassion, understanding that women like me comes to this issue with a lot of cultural presumptions about what it means to be a mom, right? There's a lot of pressure on women to be primary caregivers, whether they're married or single or divorced. There is that. And I think if we reach women where they are, help them understand the science, understand what's good for them, and understand that everywhere in the country, we are barreling towards equal parenting presumption, and this is the future, and helping them be comfortable with it and get on board with it, everybody stands to win.